In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down the only 4 categories of firearms that you would need for any scenario. Now keep in mind, I'm a gun collector myself, and this is not saying you don't need or shouldn't get all the guns you can get. This is just saying for any type of scenario, if you have these 4 categories of guns, you should be able to deal with any situation that presents itself. So don't think that I'm saying you shouldn't own other guns, because I do. So let's get this started. I'm going to rank it from the most important to the least important, and I'm going to have a 5th option at the end, so stay tuned. It's kind of a bonus weapon. The first section is going to be handguns, as to these are the most important. The 2 reasons why these are the most important is because the concealability and the portability. You can take these anywhere with you without people knowing. Of course, that depends on the size, and if you have a smaller size, more than likely no one will know it if you're concealing it properly. I choose 9mm handguns. You can choose anything you want. The big benefit about 9mm is it's probably the most popular round sold in the United States. So it's one of the cheapest rounds. It's very commonly found, and a lot of parts and magazines can be interchangeable, like with the Shadow Systems and Glocks. So I'm now going to show you guys which ones that I have picked out and why I have them picked out. Starting, I have a Sig Sauer P365X macro right here. This is a Streamlight TLR7 and a Sig Romeo red dot on top. This one is compensated, very light on the recoil, holds 17 rounds, is a great everyday carry, and that's what I use it for. Here, I have a Shadow Systems MR920. This is my newest piece. Got a TLR1 HLX on it and a Holosun HE407C with the green dot. This is my secondary everyday carry weapon. It holds 15 round Glock magazines. Here is one of my full size handguns. This is a Springfield Echelon with a compensator. It's got a Streamline TLR1 HL and an Olight O-sight on top. It's got the green dot. Definitely a nice piece. Has the extended 20 round magazine right here. This is my full size carry. The next category that I would recommend next would be either AR/AK pistol platform, any rifle/short barrel rifle platform, or a pistol caliber carbine. Preferably you'd go with something like 5.56, 7.62 by 39, or 300 blackout, just for stopping power. Depends on you and your capabilities and what you want to be able to do. But this is very important. One, you have the capability of having a smaller truck gun and increasing your capability from just a 9mm handgun to a 300 blackout, 9mm, 10mm, and even maybe a 7.62 by 39. These two are about 8-inch barrels, and this is a 14-inch barrel. I would say 14-inch is around kind of the sweet spot to where you could potentially have a magnifier or even an LPVO on it and reach out and touch past 100 yards. Preferably in this situation, you're only going to have engagements within 100 yards. Other than that, you try and flee. Now, this is talking about for any scenario. Like I said, I would personally choose 300 blackout and 5.56 and up. I would probably not go with 9mm for this specific topic, but the portability, kind of like with handguns, this is obviously a little bit bigger, but you can fit these easily next to you in a vehicle, and some of these that you can stow in a backpack like the Strybog, and sometimes even the Daniel Defense will fit inside of a bag. This brace folds on this AK, which makes it a little bit more portable, not as portable as the other two, but I'm going to show you guys exactly what I'm working with and why I chose them. Right here we have a Daniel Defense DD-M4. This is a 300 blackout with a adjustable brace. I have a Holosun AEMS on top and an Olight Odin flashlight right here. This, with being 300 blackout, makes for a very good truck gun and also a home defense gun. It is very compact and definitely packs a punch, hence why I've chosen it as a truck gun and a home defense weapon. This Grand Power Strybog right here is chambered in 9mm. It is roller delayed, so it has very smooth recoil. I have a Sig Romeo on top, an Olight Odin. It has a foldable brace as well, which makes it very compact and easy to stow away inside of a bag. This is my gun that if I'm going on a work trip or a trip or something, I can throw in a duffel bag, and it takes up little to no space and has 30 round 9mm capability. So it is a great option. Lastly, I have my PSA AK-104 right here. This is chambered in 7.62 by 39. It has a holographic sight on top, an Olight Odin, a little Midwest Industries hand stop, has capability of 30 rounds, 60 rounds of 7.62 by 39, and it has this nice folding brace that is adjustable. This is a little bit larger and not as compact. Obviously, it's 14.5-inch barrel, but it makes for a very high capability truck gun with the stopping power of 7.62 by 39. The third category is going to be shotguns, and these have many reasons and are very versatile. Starting off, depending on the shotgun and the load shell you're using, you can reach out and touch 100+ yards. Obviously, that depends if you're using slugs, depending on the choke you have on the shotgun, and if it's a rifle barrel. And those things you can change out, which can make shotguns very versatile. One, I believe shotguns are the best home defense weapon. So a 12 gauge shotgun with double aught buck is probably the best in my opinion. You don't have to worry about over penetration through drywall and potentially hitting innocent people such as your family members and loved ones. And the devastating effect, if you watch any ballistics of 12 gauge buckshot, is quite insane. And in a gun like this, Beretta A300, you can have 7+1, which 8 shells of double aught buck is a very good capacity. And these also make very good truck guns. Obviously, these are a little bit longer, but you can get SBS, short barrel shotguns, or you can get a bullpup, which the whole package is about this size for a 12 gauge bullpup, which is very nice. Or other options such as the Kel-Tec KSG, where you can have 14 shells and about this big of a platform. So shotguns are definitely very important. You can also hunt game with these. Obviously, that depends on the barrel length, the choke, and the shells that you're using, but it's just another alternative. People also can hunt larger game with slugs such as deer. That is done commonly here where I live. So they have a large capability, multiple different options that you can run them for. Like I said, home defense is a big one, and also with the development of drones, they're making some specific loads, but birdshot is a very good option. You see overseas in drone kind of infested areas that they are using shotguns to take these down, and these are probably the most effective tool currently to do that. So shotguns are not, that's why they're not in the last spot, but the range is the big limiting factor, obviously, and the lower capacity compared to a pistol or a AR pistol. So that is why they are in the third spot. I'm gonna go down what 2 shotguns I have right here. These are both actually Beretta A300 Ultima Patrols. This one has a enforced weapon light. It also has a Hollow Sun RMR footprint red dot on the top, and it has a chisel stock with a multiple QD sling mounts. This one has an adjustable cheek well as well, so it is very modular compared to the other one, and it has a pistol grip, which is what I prefer. This is my go-to home defense weapon, and this is a just Tiger Stripe Beretta A300 Ultima. Definitely a great option as well. Beretta makes very nice shotguns, but personally, I'm going with the pistol grip. Now I'm gonna be going over my last category, which is a AR, could be a bolt action, but a rifle setup that is meant for longer range, and I'm talking 200+ yards. Right here, I have a Ruger S-FAR in 308. This has a 22-inch barrel with a 1 to 10 LPVO. This still has the capability of within 100 yards with the LPVO, but a specific rifle built out to do 200+ yards. This could be your average hunting rifle in any large hunting caliber. This is just capability above a 5.56 or a 300 Blackout or 7.62 by 39, a flatter shooting, larger caliber round that can do devastating damage out to 200+ yards. That is the reason for this. Obviously, many engagements 100+ yards, hopefully you can avoid and disengage and not take and break for cover. But if you did have to get into a scenario like that or take a shot, you want to have a sighted in rifle that you're capable of taking longer range shots with. Of course, 200 yards isn't super far, but you want to have a platform that you can trust 200+ yards. So obviously bolt actions are a great choice as well. I just personally have this AR-10, which I like the capacity of having. You can have 20+ rounds of 308. 308 is a very devastating round. Obviously that can be 6.5 Creedmoor, 6 or whatever the new calibers are. I just stick to a basic 308, and that is what works with me. Now, if you made it this far in the video, go ahead and give yourself a round of applause and leave a like and subscribe. The bonus section is just a 22 rifle. This could be a 22 pistol or rifle, but something in the 22 caliber. There's many benefits to this. I have a bolt action and a semi-automatic. One of the big things that you want to do, especially if it's a rifle, is have a nice scope on it and it be sighted in. One, these are very good for hunting small game. 22 is a very lethal round and many people underrate it. It is also the cheapest round. So in an ammo shortage, SHTF scenario, whatever it is, suppressed 22 is super quiet. Ammo for 22 is super cheap and easy to stock up on, so you can still train in a scenario where ammo is hard to find or super expensive. And one, it's just fun to shoot. It's nice to keep training with. It's a nice gun to have for many different instances. Like I said, 22 is still a very lethal round and people underestimate it, but it is always good to have 22 ammo stockpiled and a classic 22 rifle that you can trust. I have 2 Bergara rifles right here. This is a Bergara 22 bolt action. I think this is the BMR, and this is just a Pro Hunter scope on top. And right here, I have a little bit nicer Gara BXR with the Vortex Iron Peak scope on top. This is a carbon fiber with a threaded barrel, which is pretty nice. It's also semi-automatic, so it is very fun to shoot. But those are my two options. So those would be the 4 categories that if I could choose for any scenario, I would take. Like I said, there are better suited guns for each category, but if I could only choose 4, those would be the 4. Thank you guys for watching. If you could leave a like and subscribe, it'd be greatly appreciated. And leave a comment down below what you think I could have hit on better or which different categories that you would choose. Thanks, guys.